Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mainly Animals on LRTV. I'm your host, Bobby Silcott, and today we're going to be talking with Jackie Fry. Some of you may remember Jack.
Jax.
You mind if I call you Jax, right?
Yeah.
Friends call her Jax. You were on 3 or 4 years ago with Adam Rickey, I think was the last time you were here.
Yeah, has it been 3 or 4 years or longer?
Maybe longer, maybe?
Yeah, I think like 5.
5 years.
5 or 6, because I've had the rescue now for 6 years.
Oh, and that's about the time that you started this when it happened. Wow,
Yeah.
so time flies. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so and today we're going to be talking with Jax about her rescue and sanctuary, Open Arms.
Open Arms, yeah.
Located here in South Bridgeton, not too far from
Yes,
here.
yeah.
So before we get started though, if you don't mind, just a little bit of background. How did Open Arms come about?
It was 2012, I became an animal control officer, as you know, and at one point doing 7 towns, Bridgeton, Denmark, different towns. And it was a standard bred mare. She was 300 pounds underweight. And the woman that owned her just could not afford her and asked me to take her in. And I had nothing set up and wasn't sure what I was going to do with her, but I said yes. And that's how it started with that mare. And that was 6 years ago. So we built a shelter, you know, small barn, and it kind of started growing from there. Every time I'd go out on a call, a larger animal that needed to be placed and taken off the property, it's really hard to scramble and find places to place them. So I would bring them to my place.
So the stars aligned and
Yeah. I didn't wait to win the Powerball or to have enough money. There was a need, and I just did it. So for 6 years, I just figured it out, and you know, everybody gets fed well and vetted, and we figure it out. Whether it's paycheck to paycheck,
right.
you still do it.
Right. So I know a little bit about what you're doing. I've never been over your place, unfortunately. It's something I have to do sometime.
Yeah.
But you could almost make a sitcom out of what you got going over there to some specs. Tell us about your crew, the animals you have.
So unfortunately, the mare, she died about a year ago. She was almost 40 years old. Yep, and she was done. So she's gone. She was the founder with me. But we have Cheddar, who the state asked me if I would take him in. He is almost 800 pounds. He is a boar. He's about as long as you and me and about this tall, with a head about this big, and he's my big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is my big baby.
Yeah. And his name is?
Cheddar.
Cheddar.
Cheddar, yep. So Cheddar's been with us, with me for about 4 years now. 4 or 5 years. We have 2 other pigs. Miguel was found wandering in the woods. No one ever claimed him. He's a little short pig. Babies is the other pig. She's a potbelly, thinks she's a dog, has a bed inside the house. So she, sits with the dogs. When I tell everybody sit, she sits down too.
Well, they're very intelligent
Oh,
animals.
yeah. I haven't eaten pork in 5 years, so yeah.
I can understand it. It's funny though, people don't realize that pigs are extremely intelligent.
They're like 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as intelligence. So they
4-year-old humans.
Children, yeah. Yeah, humans, yes. 2-legged, as I'd say. So yeah, we got 4 pigs. We got Doodah Day. Doodah, he's another potbelly. 4 goats now. Let's see, Donkey, Billy. He came in, we took, the state and I took, 5 horses off a property in Sweden. Donkey at the time, had been outside, no shelter or anything, and his hooves were just curled up like this.
Yeah.
And really thought we were going to have to euthanize him, and it took us almost 2 hours to load him because he could barely walk. Didn't want to go in. And I get a call back from the state, and they're like, so do you want to take Donkey in? Because we were able to save him. The farrier fixed his feet. We just had to, take slow with him. But he's now, God, the vet, I had his teeth floated in the fall, and the vet goes, how old do you think he is? I said, I don't know. Can you tell me? She goes, he's in his mid to late 30s. So he's an old boy, but he survived. He survived, amazing. So yeah.
Yeah. And you got dogs?
2. I have a Rottweiler and a little blue-nosed pit, Mazikeen and a Mel. They're the crew. 3 cats, a rabbit named Wabbit. He's a rescue, so he kind
Do you
pretty
name
much-
them all? Do you name all?
Yeah,
all
everybody's
okay.
right. I have 4 roosters right now, and they all have names too. Prada, Suki, you know.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
everybody
good.
has a name. And I have a mini also. His name Buck.
Oh,
Yeah, the little buffalo.
wow. So you got quite a bit going on.
Yeah, we got about 21 animals.
Yeah. So somebody at home sitting there, and I know there's a lot of people out there, their heart's in the right place, and they'd like to do something like this. Maybe tell folks, what's it like for you to, from sun up, or not even that, from the time you get up in the morning, you go to work during the day, you come back, you say, what's it take to keep all of that running?
If you like to travel and go on vacations, forget it. Once you start doing something like this and you have animals to take care of, that becomes your life. It's 7 days a week. It's hard to find somebody that I can have come in and actually take care of the animals because it's a lot of responsibility.
Right, and there's a certain way to do that.
Yeah,
The
so you got to have somebody, and I don't have like just horses or just dogs. I got a menage.
You do.
You know, of everybody. So
Yeah.
you got to be comfortable. Oh, and I forgot Lola. I have a cow also.
Oh, Lola.
Yeah, she was real quick. I can't believe I forgot Lola. She was in a barn in the dark, tied in a stall in a chute, with a steer dead next to her. When I found her, just skin and bones. So I took her off the property. Long story short, and she's been with me now 3 years, 4 years. So now she's a greedy cow because she's pretty fat. And all she wants to do is eat. But she is my buddy, and this cow plays. I mean, she'll chase me, I chase her. It's kind of strange, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, back to your question, though. Yeah, if you want to travel, forget it, you know. You got to love it here and do it from here, you know. Because if you start worrying or have doubts about where am I going to get the money, where I'm going to do this, it won't come. Every time I start to worry, I say, no, it'll come, and it does, you know. We make it through.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned that. It probably takes a lot of resources to do that, food, medications, and so on.
Yeah.
Talk about some of your contributors, like Paris Farmers Union here in Bridgeton.
Yeah, I ask Bridgeton and also the Raymond Paris Farmers Union, because I work in Windham now with the Windham PD as their animal control officer. So I'm always going by Raymond, and I ask people if you can donate. I know things are hard right now. Any little bit helps us, and I just ask for gift cards from Paris Farmers Union, because that takes care of my grain. I go through a lot of pig food. Donkey has no molars left because of his age, so he's on a mush diet.
Right.
So I have to buy hay stretcher and water it down for him. You know, so a lot of grain we go through. You know. So yeah, the gift cards are the best thing, because I don't like doing PayPal and things like that so much, because I want all the money to go towards the animals.
Right, instead of the
Yeah, that's why I like the gift cards.
taking a percentage of what they're donating.
Exactly,
get
that
all of-
bothers me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, especially with your pennies count, I would imagine. And if you're losing $1, $2, $3 on every donation, that adds
Yeah,
up.
it goes to, and it's not going to the animals. So
if somebody's sitting at home watching the show right now and they'd like to contribute that, what would be the best way? Do they need to go to?
nope, just call Paris Farmers Union and say you'd like to get a gift card for Open Arms Animal Rescue and Sanctuary out of Bridgeton, and just say Jackie Fry.
Right.
They know me down there.
Sure.
I buy a lot of food.
Quite well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything, and it sounded like everything you talked about, you could use any of those things. Is there anything right now that you would really like to see? Maybe come in the gift cards is one thing, but what if somebody wanted to go buy 1,000 pounds of something and bring it to you, or?
We can always use like fencing for the spring. I'm gonna need some more fencing. I recycle anything I get for like wood, plywood, you know, to build things. Pallets. I love building shelters and different things with pallets, you know. So, and time. If you have time, you want to get some exercise, come, get a hold of me. I'm always looking for helpers, you know. I mean, I know it's cold right now, so I don't really expect any help right now, but like in the spring and stuff, you know, I need new fencing take care of, you know. There's always, even donkey and the animals, they love to be brushed. If you just want to connect and feel some good energy, come down. Just be
Now,
a
I've
part
known
of the
you a little
animals.
while. I mean, it's been a while. COVID kind of.
Yeah, we've known
brought
each other
about-
for
so
years.
We have quite a while now that we've done it, and I found you to be a spiritual person and connected with the earth. And
Yes.
has that played a part in what you're doing? And
Very much so.
yeah,
Very much
do you
so.
mind talking about that? Is that too personal?
No, I'm very much earth-based. The trees, the woods are my church. I connect with Mother Nature. And I'm Native American also, in Spanish. And we're very much in a spiral, connected to all, animals, winged. And I think the two-legged stepped out of that spiral many, many lifetimes ago.
Two-legged meaning
Humans.
humans.
Yes. And forgot how to be a true human, and that we're all connected to each other, especially the animals. And if you listen and step back into that spiral, everything balances out. You know, it's not so much that we take care of them; they're taking care of us also.
Yeah.
They feel our spirits up and our energy back up, and many two-legged need that right now. And it's just a matter of listening and feeling to connect.
And you've done that really.
Yes.
At the sanctuary with, I forgot all the names, but you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you've done that. You really connected with the animals. So the therapeutic value, if that's the right term, is great.
Yeah, and people, friends that do come, have visited, they're always like, we love the energy here. You know, it feels good. Even if they just come to sit, you know, and just see the animals. They don't have to do anything. Just feel it. Feel better.
Right.
Feel better.
Yeah, because that's not hard to do for me. You talk about cows or horses or something. One of the things, if I go to a place like we were talking earlier, we went to the MSSPCA
Yeah.
up in Wyndham, and just the smell of hay and the
Yes.
smell of that environment does kind of change you a little bit. It's amazing how that, for me personally, the smell of this, like it reminds me of when I was a kid in some respects.
That's
Being
cool.
far at home, but it's really animals.
They can calm you. With everything chaotic in our world right now, like smelling a horse, just walking up and smelling a horse, it gives you that calmness. Or hugging your dog, or, you know, just being close, because they're not judging you. They're not chaotic right now. They're calm, and they're going to give you that calmness back. You know, you just got to take a minute to feel it.
Right.
Slow your mind down, get away from your computer, get away from your phone, and connect.
So we were talking earlier too. You're down in South Bridgeton
Yep.
area.
South Bridgeton.
You're talking about maybe relocating.
Yeah, it's I've been wanting to relocate for the last couple of years. When I started Open Arms, I had bought this property. Was never meant for animals really, because I live down in the woods and it gets real wet in the spring. You know, it can get muddy and stuff. So it's not optimal for large animals. I got about almost 3 acres. Can only use like maybe almost 2 of that, you know, because it's just too wet. I have some friends that bought some land in Cornish, and we've been talking for the last year of just creating something, moving Open Arms over there, and creating a self-sufficient way to live, off the grid, you know, just being self-sufficient.
So with that, thinking of that, one thing that comes to my mind is you're going to need a lot of fencing. Would it be nice to have a donation of fencing? Or
Yeah,
something?
a donation of fencing would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing, you know, just a little at a time, as much as I can do, and I really want to build a small barn. That has been my dream for years now, because money always going out, you know. I've never been able to really save anything to build just a small enclosed barn. Nothing huge, you know. So in the winters when it's really cold, I can just put everybody in together. Well, maybe, except for Cheddar. He gets his own space. But so that's the plan. That's my wish and my dream, to have a barn this year. And I want to build my living space right on next to the barn, attached. You know, so when I wake up in the morning, I'm walking right out into the barn.
Makes perfect sense.
Good morning, everybody.
I mean, back in the day, I think that's why they put an L on the farmhouse and connect it to the barn, right? So
Exactly. You
didn't
never
have
had to go out in the weather.
Why would you do that, right? Especially if we got some really cold weather coming up here.
Yeah. All the
next-
roosters are coming in the house. Yeah, I'll be bringing them in tomorrow just because it's going to get so cold. Just for a couple days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they can get frostbite real easy.
Interesting. And so...
I've had goats in my house before. And I have a 480 square foot roundhouse that I live in. So right now. So, you know, when it gets cold, I don't care. It's like, okay, who can we get in here and, you know, keep them safe.
Right. So I'm going to get, the roosters must crow.
Oh, yeah.
Is that just
I don't
something
need an alarm clock.
You really don't hear the crowing, or you get used to it? It's like
You
traffic
get
going
used
by?
to it. Yeah,
You do?
you really do. You really do. And that, and, you know, earplugs help.
Right.
But it'll be on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, or when the weather hits really cold. So I have to get up early anyway.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you have chickens?
I've
Egg
had
lay- do you have layers?
hens. I actually rescued a couple years ago. There was 11 hens that had been thrown out on a snowbank, and 3 of them were frozen to the ground. They were deceased. The rest of them I got them home, and had them for 2 years and had eggs. But it's really hard. I basically rescue roosters because everybody, like Wyndham, you're not supposed to have roosters. So people, they're their pets, but they can't have them, and
They need a place to go.
Yeah, and nobody dies at my house.
Yeah.
You know, nobody gets eaten. So I pretty much keep roosters, and if you have a bunch of hens and roosters, it can be chaotic. So, yeah.
It's chaotic
I
enough.
try to, yes, it's chaotic enough. I don't need anybody killing each other.
Yeah, right.
So, but I do, as I'm glad you mentioned the roosters again, because I do have a friend that needs to rehome. She rescues roosters also, but she's looking for some help to rehome like 5 of them. So if anybody wants a rooster out there, they are very friendly.
Yeah, and it is a tough one. As an ACO and yourself, we know that most towns, unless you're really in a rural area, roosters are prohibited.
Yeah.
Because they don't crow just at dawn. They crow whenever they feel like crowing.
All night long.
And it can be, for some people, it can be a little bit of an issue. So having a place that would take in roosters, that's
exactly.
great, because I see them all the time. They get abandoned. We'll just get a random call. Yeah, a rooster just showed up. Well, somebody left
That's
it.
half the ones I have,
Right.
It's like that.
Yeah, they just leave them. It's quite amazing how someone can just take and abandon something instead of, I don't want to judge anyone here.
Yeah.
That's not,
Oh, I know.
the idea of it, but there is help out there.
Yeah, and there's no reason to abandon anything.
Right.
Because there is help out there.
Yeah.
Even, if it's a snake, if it's a reptile, anything. There are groups out there. There's rescues for everything.
Yeah. We just recently had Herp Haven on here. Have you heard of
Yeah,
that? News organization. Matter of fact, I think they're the largest reptile amphibious rescue in New England.
Yeah.
But they brought in, 15 or 20
Oh, nice.
different. Yeah, we did a great show on them.
That would have been fun.
Well, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And but back to your point, that's right. Particularly up in this part of the country, there's a rescue for virtually every animal that's there.
Yes.
And it's not like you can just, wake up one morning and go, well, I want to call this rescue and they're going to come and get this. Sometimes it takes a little pre-planning.
Yeah.
So, and that's something I'm always talking about with people is, we can help you and we will help you.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that we've got a place where that animal is going to be able to go.
And don't wait till the last minute to call.
Right.
Don't wait till the point where you have no more money to feed this animal. And it's getting to be an emergency and they're starving. And that's with the large animals too. People a lot of times, well, I can't feed them, or I can only feed them every other day, and they just turn a blind eye. Just don't go out to the barn. I've found many calls and many animals like that.
Right.
Where they just, we're gonna forget about it. And next thing you know, you can find dead animals in the barn, and make that call before it gets to that point where they need out property right now.
Right.
That way everybody can get prepared.
Yeah, you can find yourself on the wrong side of the law suddenly when
Exactly.
You know, it's found out about, and then suddenly the authorities there, and as animal control officers and animal welfare agents and animal welfare organizations, our job is to protect animals and to speak for them,
Exactly.
and that's what we're going to do. It's not like we want to come in and prosecute someone, but on the other hand, we are the voice of the animals, and we are going to pursue that legally with everything
Yeah.
that we can.
Exactly.
So 6 years, open arms.
6 years already. It's amazing. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you've probably seen a few things in that. Not the animal control aside, just personally, what do you find the biggest challenge at the sanctuary?
Biggest challenge, I would say, like when you have to make a decision to put somebody to sleep. You know, 2 years ago, I had an old pack, Diego and Jetta. I had 2 pit bulls. They're my old pack. In a matter of 4 months, I had to put Diego down from old age. 3 months later, I had to put Jetta down. She had cancer, my dog. And then Sylvia, the mare, another 2 months later into the fall. So that was 3, boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
That is one of the hardest decisions you have to make with animals, but you have to be able to make that decision. And besides that, probably trying to get through the mud and the snow when you got to carry water buckets and you're tired. You're just tired. But no matter how tired I am or my body hurts, it's like, it's not about me. You know, it's never about you when it comes to those animals. So you just push through it, get it done.
So you're leading me right into the next question. What do you find the most rewarding? What is it that
Oh, gosh, just...
that really... I know it's great to save an animal's life and these types of things, but you're laying in bed at night and you're thankful for what's happening. What do you think of that's...
I'm grateful. I'm grateful every day.
So it's a continual...
Yeah, there's so many things I can't even, tell you one. Seeing an animal bounce back from being skin and bones, and see it come back, and see the animals can be happy. They'll show you their happiness. A goat jumping around all of a sudden, a cow running and kicking. That's a happy cow.
But I've seen videos of you and the cow.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain that. That's very cool.
It's that connection with them. And it's almost like they know. It's their way of saying, hey, thank you. I know I'm safe now. And I have a connection with each one of them. Even the crazy roosters,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They know who's feeding them and who's taking care of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where the just off the wall, where do the roosters roost at night typically? Do they have a favorite?
I have a big shelter that actually was donated to me from Shelter Lock in Windham. And so it's a 20 by 15. So I've built stalls in there.
Wow.
So I have the goats in a stall. They can come in and out, and Doodah, the pig, and then enough room for Donkey and the Mini, because I don't have a barn, so that's more enclosed for them. And then the roosters are loose.
So they can...
They roost, wherever they want to roost.
Right. So
yeah.
talk a little bit about who donated your barn. I think it's important.
Yeah, Shelter Lock out of Windham. You know those big green ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had went in there, and I had a little bit of money saved up, and I wanted to get some kind of shelter. And the lady there goes, yeah, we can help you out. And she calls me the next day, and she goes, I found you something. It's 20 by, bigger than you were thinking. I said, okay. And I go there to get it, and I said, how much I owe you? She goes, nothing. Because they had went and got somebody who was getting rid of theirs. They was still in good shape, so they took it. Instead of throwing it away, they gave it to me. And that reminds me, too, Shaw's in Windham. So like I said, I recycle and get as much as I can. So I go to Shaw's, and a lot of the food that they have to throw out, that they go through, I go there twice a week and get like 4 or 5 boxes of, fruit and vegetables and everything. And I add that into the pig feed.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah, it is. So it helps too. Plus it gives them fresh, some fresh food.
Right.
They eat better than I do half the time, trust me.
Right. I don't doubt that a bit. Yeah. So Shaw's, Shelter Lock,
Yeah,
helps you out. The Paris Farmers Union.
Paris Farmers helps me out big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are individuals walking in the store and purchasing gift cards and just saying, here's,
Yeah, I even have like my sister out in Colorado called Paris Farmers Union, you know, and donated, you know, $40. She's like, I hope that was enough. I'm like, any little bit, you know, $10 I'm happy with.
right. Yeah, and this is true today with technology today. They're a
Yeah.
phone call away. Is
Yeah.
there something they can do? Do you have a website or Facebook page?
I have a Facebook page, Open Arms Animal Rescue and Sanctuary. You can message me there, but I'm telling you, I'm not a big computer person. The best way to reach me is text me or call me. That is the best way to reach me.
Do you want to give that number? Or?
Yeah, I can give you my number out. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's 807-2913, and that is the best way to reach me.
207 area code.
207 area code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, best way to get you.
Yeah, because I'm always on the go.
Sure.
You
Sounds
know.
like you are, yeah.
Yeah, getting me to sit down for any amount of time too long isn't going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
So between the sanctuary and work, you're...
I'm 40 hours at the Wyndham PD, and then my weekends are, you know, the farm. And you got to have a love of it to keep doing it, or
Right.
be a little crazy,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I can imagine. It's very rewarding at times.
It is.
Gives you that fuel to keep going and inspiration. I couldn't imagine doing animal control work down south. It would be...
Ooh, that would be rough, yeah.
Be really tough. Yeah, actually, we had some folks on here from NFR, North Florida Rescue, and they import animals from North Florida area down there. And when they were here, I was asking them, what's animal control like down there? They don't have animal control. I mean,
Wow.
what are you doing? You don't have animal... I said, well, how about the shelters? Oh, they don't have shelters. So literally, if you can imagine that,
What do they do with all
how do you do it? Well, this woman that they work with down there, and I'm sorry, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, Lynn, I think it was. I'm sorry, I can't remember it, but she takes it into her heart, and she does it, and she brings in so many animals,
Yeah.
doesn't overload herself. She sounds like she's got a really good head on her shoulders and, you know, very level-headed with what she can do and can't do.
Yep.
And she does what she can do and then works closely with NFR up here in Maine. And they do all the vetting and the quarantining and all of that
Excellent.
stuff, you know,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
that has to be. Very good rescue. Yeah, they do really. They take them
know?
right off death row down there. I mean, they're, you know, it's not just North Florida. It's all over down there.
Yeah.
It's terrible, really, the way they treat
That would be
animals.
hard. That would be hard for me to
So we're
stay
lucky up here.
professional.
Yeah. I think the, you know, compassion fatigue is very real when you're dealing with the
It can
animals
be,
constantly.
yes.
And I think it would be really tough down there
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah, we're lucky up here.
We're fortunate, you know, to have the good laws that we have
Yeah.
and where we're at right now.
Yeah,
There's still a lot of changes that need to come,
agreed.
but you know what? We're a lot farther than where we were. So we're getting there.
In so many ways, the state of Maine really is a shining example of what can be done.
Yes.
So any thoughts you might have, is anything we haven't talked about or anything you'd like folks to know out there?
Just be kind. Be kind. You see anything hurt, you know, on the side of the road or something, just be kind, you know. Help people out. You know, you see somebody, an elder that needs to cross the road, help them out. Say kind words. Be kind to each other. There's enough ugliness out in the world. We don't need to do it to each other and the animals too.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, reconnect.
Yeah.
Reconnect.
Well, Jax, been a while. Let's not wait so long to do this again, right?
Exactly.
You've got an open invitation to come back here anytime you want. You know,
Thank
just
you.
let us know. Matter of fact, you may be back soon with your bandmates. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll
doing
talk
some
to the
tunes.
band and see if we
Yeah.
can get some music going on.
That's exciting. Proud to call you a colleague, and
Thank you.
I admire what you do. Good stuff. So, and to folks at home, I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Maine-ly Animals on LRTV. I'm your host, Bobby Silcott, and we will see you next time.